Hi, hello everyone, welcome, or welcome back to a new video on this channel. Today we're going to be talking about katseye and how their fandom is currently divided. Some fans are saying a few members are being sidelined, while others are firmly OT5. It's all gotten pretty messy, so without further ado, let's get into it.
Gabriela, back off, Gabriela,
First off, we need to understand where katseye comes from. I actually have a whole video dedicated to the show they came out of and the documentary that followed. By the way, it's my most viewed video so far, so thank you so much for that. In that video I go into way more detail, but here's a quick recap. The group was formed through the program Dream Academy, a show where 20 girls from different countries competed for one of the 6 spots to debut in katseye. This show was produced by Hybe Entertainment and Geffen Records, and there were quite a few things that, honestly, we can all agree were handled poorly. Not just in terms of organization, but also when it came to some of the contestants themselves. And because things were messy back then, the fandom is now feeling the consequences and remains divided. To start with, not all the girls got along during the show. We saw this clearly in the documentary, where some of the contestants expressed frustration about Manon not putting in enough effort during rehearsals. They felt like they were working hard while she wasn't really matching that same energy, and it bothered them.
I know I've been missing. We do feel like a lot of our frustration, it's just being present in what this whole program requires, which is a lot of discipline and a lot of hard work and like paying attention and doing your part.
How are you? Yeah. We don't get a break, right?
Sophia just gave me the dirtiest look on planet Earth.
Why?
I don't know.
People that are so clearly passionate about this, but then there's some people like Manon. Yeah, she doesn't show up to rehearsals. Even when I was there, she wasn't showing up. No, she never does. And it's like she breaks the rules and she doesn't get penalized for it. Like now it's being completely ignored, and it's like, yes, it's surprising because we naively thought something else.
These clips came out after the group had already been formed and debuted, which was clearly a bad move on the company's part. It started creating sides among the fans. I get that they wanted to show some behind-the-scenes moments from the survival show, but including the comments from the debuting members, where they openly said they didn't feel comfortable with Manon's attitude, didn't help anyone. It just led to more hate being thrown around toward everyone involved. This tension had already existed in the fandom, but it wasn't a huge issue, until the performance video for their new song Gabriela came out, and Manon was missing. People immediately started asking why, and Hybe later released a statement saying, Manon was unable to take part in the Gabriela performance video due to a sprained ankle, which unfortunately kept her from filming. The problem is that other members have also dealt with injuries during filming, and still managed to appear in their music videos, like Megan in the My Way MV, where she shows up at the end, or more recently Lara in Game Boy, where she doesn't dance but still has some screen time. So the question everyone's been asking is, did Manon choose not to appear, or did Hybe simply not give her the option, even if she wanted to be included? But things really blew up when photos of Daniela and naisha together surfaced. For some context, naisha was another contestant from the Dream Academy, and she seemed to get along pretty well with Manon. She was eliminated after posting a video on Instagram, on what was supposedly a private account, where a Dream Academy song could be heard before it had been officially released. When the final lineup was announced, naisha left a comment on one of Lara's photos saying, "Now I need you to know that you are not only holding it down for the brown girls, but you are gonna end up having to hold it down for the black girls as well." Many people saw this as a direct dig at Manon, since she's black and part of the group. If anyone is representing black girls in katseye, it should be her. Fans interpreted this as naisha suggesting that, because Manon is biracial, she wasn't black enough to represent her. After that pictures of naisha and Daniela together, Manon deleted some photos she had on Instagram with Daniela. It might have been unrelated, but the timing was definitely suspicious. That's why people started speculating that if Manon was upset about one of her groupmates meeting up with naisha, she might also feel hurt or uncomfortable seeing others hang out with 𝒉𝒐, another Dream Academy contestant who had openly criticized her. And to make things worse, katseye posted a TikTok where the members showed off their dolls in collaboration with Monster High. Each girl had a moment to speak and share her thoughts, except Manon. She only appears at the very end in a group shot, which didn't go unnoticed by fans. After that, there were even more moments where Manon seemed to be left out. For example, in the hybe posts, she was the only member who didn't get a solo image. When fans called this out, someone from the hybe team responded with, "I am not in charge of what photos were sent for the article. They didn't send me a solo photo of Manon to be included, otherwise there would be one. I wouldn't purposely exclude her, guys." They continued, "I love Manon just as much as you guys do, okay? I know it's frustrating, and I really do apologize for any confusion it's caused. There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes, and that's not an excuse, but all I can do is make the best out of the opportunities and materials provided." They didn't send the photos until super late the night before it was supposed to go up, and the story had to be published with the materials given. "I apologize for how it came off, but there was never any ill intention. Manon is a huge part of the interview, just like all the other girls." All of this points to the fact that it's hybe who's intentionally leaving Manon out, and I don't think it's accidental. There have been plenty of times where if any other member couldn't be present, the company made an effort to include them somehow. But when it's Manon who's missing, it's like they just forget about her. Take the Glossier collaboration, for example. Manon wasn't able to attend. Okay, that happens. It makes sense that she wouldn't appear in the promotional photos, but there was a billboard where she was originally included, and they completely covered her up. It looks like she was never even part of it. So anyone seeing that billboard without knowing the group might assume there are 5 members instead of 6. This isn't something new. People have been pointing out that Manon's been ignored since debut. In most of the choreography, she's placed in the back, often covered by other members. This is something that would be called out in any fandom, but among icons, it's led to division. Some fans argue that Manon just isn't as talented as the other members, so it makes sense for her to be placed in the back during choreo. This whole situation has caused fans to turn against each other, with TikToks like this one being posted, videos that end up giving the group a really bad image.
Am I the only one noticing how uncomfortable Manon has been looking? Donnie deliberately interrupts. Manon.
Our looks are very similar. I'm in my favorite era. I'm like
Nervously playing with hair.
Looks down when Danny starts talking. When Manon starts talking, she makes a weird face.
This side-eye for being racist.
Manon has already made it clear that she's not leaving the group, despite all the speculation, but still, no one from the company or the other members has addressed the accusations of her being pushed aside. This whole situation is incredibly chaotic, and honestly, I think the main reason behind all of it is hybe. As a company, you can't let the fandom of the group you manage be this divided, fans turning against certain members, creating hate. Sure, some drama is inevitable, but you shouldn't be giving people material that fuels it even more. There have been plenty of moments where Manon could have been included, and she simply wasn't. At the very least, hybe could release a statement saying the rumors aren't true, and that all the members are valued equally, and start being more fair across the board. I wouldn't even rule out the possibility that all of this is some kind of marketing strategy to get people talking about the group. But if that's the case, it's incredibly cruel. Not just to the girls themselves, who are the ones suffering the most, but also to the brands and individuals involved, who might end up dragged into something they likely had very little to do with.
And this has been all. I hope you like it. Make sure to like and subscribe if you did. It would help me a lot. See ya.